Hey all, welcome back to our channel. As we are doing AWS certification path series for various roles, uh, this is another video as part of the series. So we have done so many videos for the different roles, which is recommended by AWS and has been uploaded into our channel. So in case if you want to refer those roles and responsibility, you can go ahead and refer it. So as I mentioned, I have created the video saying like, so what are the paths needs to be followed in order to perform these roles and responsibility, how to prepare for this examination, how to study the documentations and as well as for the resources materials and for the various lab exercises and how to prepare for this exam, then how to go ahead and attend for this exam in order to clear that examination. Okay, so these are the step-by-step process and materials and documentation and for respective URLs, resources, everything has been mentioned as part of this series. Okay, so now another two more videos are there, means two more path roles is there. So maybe we'll cover in means for the upcoming days. So this is the another video for the security roles. So let's get into this video so that we can discuss about so what are the paths needs to be followed and what are the documentation, what are the resources needs to be followed as part of this security roles. Okay, as defined by AWS, like for the security roles, we have two roles, right, for the security domain. So one is for the security engineer, cloud security engineer, and another one is for the cloud security architect. Okay, so this is basically for full and full for the security related roles. In order to start with their career with the security domain, so maybe for the they can focus on this to learn from the security perspective. Okay, now we will go into the detail to understand. So what are the materials and what are the path needs to be followed? What are the certification needs to be uh, go through in order to perform these roles. Okay, so when we go for the next means each security roles for this respective certification path. So let's see here. Okay, for this cloud security engineer and for the cloud security architect. Okay, now the one of the important point here, like, okay, so in order to start, somebody want to start their career, okay, for the cloud computing along with for the respective roles and responsibilities respective domains. So there are step by step process which is defined by AWS so that they can start with from the scratch, they can study from the each and every steps in order to achieve that particular goal or particular role. Okay, for that, if somebody want to start, right, they are not aware maybe from where to start. But in that reason only, if anything, if you want to start from, if you want to study from the college also, you have the syllabus, something like that. In order to start with their career or in order to start with that certification, so for this specific roles, we have a defined process, which is already mentioned by AWS. So we have to follow this process to achieve that particular role, right? So we can understand like, okay, so if we go this kind of way, if you study this kind of particular services, so that we can cover what is required as part of this particular roles. Okay, now that is how the curriculum which is defined, which is built, so that we can go ahead and step by step to learn and in order to achieve that particular domain or particular roles for this their career. Okay, now we will discuss about for this cloud security engineer role. We have this certification path for these roles as well as for the cloud architect role. Okay, if you see here, cloud security engineer, there are associate for that basic level as well as for the associate and professional level as well as for the specialty level. Okay, now if you see, right, there are one foundational course like for the cloud practitioner. Basically, if you see any kind of roles, in order to start with that, so you have that basic fundamental. So that is how cloud practitioner will cover the basic cloud computing skills. I think if you want to start any one of the cloud computing model, like any one of the cloud computing model, right? So you study with that so that you can switch into another different type of vendor, like for the AWS. If you study, maybe you can easily switch into Google Cloud or maybe for the Azure Cloud. or for the Oracle Cloud, whatever the cloud providers. Okay, so that is the reason I would always insist to, okay, go ahead and study for any one of the cloud provider, master on it, so that you can able to understand, you can able to transition into different cloud domain vendors. Okay. Now, if you see here, cloud security engineer, we have the cloud practitioner, which is for the basic level certification. So once you have completed this certification, you have the kind of fundamental ideas or fundamental idea about how cloud system works. So which means that cloud basic fundamental ideas. So once you have done that, obviously you need to go for the associate level. In this case, which is mentioned like SysOps administrator. So SysOps administrator is one of the very good certification which is recommended by AWS, which is covered basically for operation related, so end-to-end operation related stuff. So it is very good certification. Maybe you can go ahead and do that. So the next certification as part of this list would be for the security specialty. Okay, which anyhow, this is for the security role. Obviously, we have the security specialty. And for the next deep dive, we have this DevOps engineer professional as well as for the advanced networking specialty. Okay, so if you see here, so these three certification would be means you in order to start with that means in order to get into this particular role. So if you want to get in deep dive, okay, so for example, if you want to understand more about this and for more advanced topics and advanced skills, then you need to go ahead and study for this deep dive. Okay, means dive deep. This is for the cloud security engineer. So for the next one would be for the cloud security architect role. Okay. So this is the architect related role. So the path certification path which is mentioned here, you see here, there are one foundational and solution architect associate, and for the security specialty, then for the dive deep into for solution architect professional. So basically, you need to consider for this three certifications for this uh, in order to start with or in order to get that particular role. So then once you have done that, then you can go and learn from the understand, means learn from the advanced topics or advanced services, so that you, AWS recommended for this dive deep certifications. Okay. So I think for the certification what we have covered, maybe you can go ahead and download the syllabus. You understand the syllabus, whatever mentioned as part of this particular certification, then go ahead and learn from that. Uh, in order to learn that for this particular certification syllabus, we have different types of materials, resources which is available. Anyhow, I'm going to discuss with that. From there, you can learn it and you can practice it, then do some kind of labs along with that studies, then do some practice exam, then go for the exam. Okay. So then get into this next discussion, like for this preparation steps, right? So which I already defined, like many of I am discussing all those things in the different every certification path. So I think why I'm doing all those things in the different path, right? See, somebody want to go for the specific roles, right? So that is the reason I don't want to cover everything in a single video. So that is the reason I just uh, giving segregating into different types of roles with respect to different type of if it is a security or maybe architect or maybe DevOps or maybe for the other roles, machine learning, something like that. Okay, so that is the reason I'm creating for each and every video, so that people want to achieve their particular role or they are going to prefer for this respective roles, they can go ahead and refer for that particular video. Okay, I think hope you are clear. So if you see that course, right? So we have the digital course as well as for this, what are the practical and labs in order to follow. Then for the practice test course. Okay. So see here for the digital course, which I already mentioned, like any platform, like there are tons of videos or many platforms are there, but so whatever I followed, I have just mentioned it. So basically, most of the people also studying from this channel only. So for this digital course, you can refer it from Udemy platform, which is the authors already mentioned, Stephane Maarek and Neal Davis. For learn Cantrill.io, Adrian Cantrill. This another one of the good author to so in order to study from that. Anyhow, it is all our paid courses only, which is whatever I mentioned here. So, and also for the Cloud Academy as well as for the Blue Research, there are, as I told you, there are many kind of resources available in the internet. So, whatever is suitable or whatever if you want to study, you can go ahead and study it. So, once you have done that, you have to be study from that resources as well as for basically you need to do for the practical exam as well. Means practical practice as well, which means practical, which I say that it is kind of labs, right? So not only for the theory part you have to study, so you need to do for the practical as well, means labs as well, side by side. So which is mentioned for the practical and labs, I have mentioned for these three row means websites. So you see there are means which means that AWS Free Tier which you have already. So AWS we have that 1 year free subscription. You can go ahead and uh, read it from means practice it from there. And for other two Whizlabs and Academy, you can do it from there. Okay, means these are the through two means two platform. You can go ahead and practice it. Okay. The next thing would be for if you see for the practice test. Okay. So for the practice test, you can do it from this. So once you have done with your digital course as well as for the practical labs, so you can do it from practice tests here. So means any author you can take it. So which is Udemy platform, Stephane Maarek, Neal Davis, or Jon Bonso. So why I'm saying this, because you have some kind of idea, say like so how the exam would be looks like. So basically, any of this question won't come, but you have to be very clear on that particular concept and for the respective labs and exercise you have to do in order to clear that exam. Okay. So let's see for the next things. Okay, for the documentation. Okay, if you see here, I think for this is the certification preparation resource. If you see here, cloud security engineer, cloud security architect, right? So these are the path. If you see here, I think maybe I can show you one thing like for example, security specialty. This is for the official documentation. So right, if you uh, see here, okay, let me see. If you go here and see here, if you see, here you mentioned everything like so schedule means prepare for this exam. You can if you click on this prepare for exam, right? So we have that guide. Okay. So if you see here, these are the exam guide. If you click this, you can understand, right? What are the exam guide you need to follow? Means, so what are the scope services? What are the not in scope services, right? So you see here, so this is basically it is a syllabus you need to consider, right? So it is cover everything in a well and good. So, but you can go through this and prepare it accordingly. So that is how I can say for this syllabus. Okay. Then likewise for this security for this for one certification which I mentioned. Similarly, we have for the cloud security, we have 5 certification. Cloud security we have 4 certification. That is how mentioned. You go ahead and download it from that, and you can refer those document refer those syllabus, and accordingly you can prepare it and master on it. Okay. And for the next thing would be for the okay certification preparation resources like okay which I told you already. So what I did, you can see here for the AWS documentation, training and certification resources, skill builder, fact, white papers, forums, and workshop. So these are the documentations. Okay. So everything end to end, so which is defined, which is provided in a detail with that specific topic. So in order to study with that specific topic, you can dive into that and you can learn it from that with the example and for the solutions for the exam respective use cases. Okay. I think anyhow, I will give all those things in a description box. You can check on that. I think for this, these are the resources, extra resources you need to follow. So once you have done all those things, now you can able to understand all those things for the syllabus as well as for the other stuffs. Also, you're prepared for the course as well as for you practiced well with the practical and labs. Then once you done for the practical means practice exams. So all those things done. The next step would be for you need to go ahead and register for an exam. It depends on you. Maybe you can do it from your home itself, or maybe you can go it for any test center. So accordingly, by using this link, you can create it and book for the exam. Then you can go ahead and attend for this certification. So once you have done, maybe you can complete it. Maybe you can tag it to me. Maybe we can appreciate on this. Okay, so this is how the flow. I think for in order to prepare for this particular any kind of certification. So go through that and prepare it accordingly and do your best. Okay, so that's all from this video. And if you want to see if you are new to this channel, maybe you can watching these videos. May you just if you want to receive this similar kind of technology video, you can go ahead and subscribe. And if you have already subscribed, keep following that. So all the very best. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye.